Hello and welcome back. Well, today I wanted to shoot something special. This is the Urban Life Series Deluxe Mansion, which is from the late 80s or early 90s. And the Border Collie family, which I adore, is coming to visit Chocolate Rabbit mother today at this Deluxe Mansion. So I've had it for a little while, but I haven't set it up, but I thought I would, and then show you how it looks. Now this is just my first attempt to set it up, and I'm sure it's going to change. We have so many other furniture and accessories that I think would go well in here, and I think it should have more of a vintage and somewhat fancy kind of look inside, and I don't think that I've achieved that. But I'll let you take a look and you can be the judge. But I wanted you to see this home because it's really old and pretty rare, very hard to find. We're really lucky to have it. And I haven't seen too many YouTube videos about it. So let's take a look. Here's, so it's 3 stories, plus it's got the green roof at the top. This series was put out by Tommy, I believe, or I believe it was Tommy early on, and this was kind of like the town series of the late 80s, early 90s, and there were more versions of the series put out in Japan. This one was put out in the UK and called the Deluxe Mansion. I think it has a different name in Japan. It was never released as a Calico Critters set, I don't think. And there were a few other buildings that went with the Urban Life series. This, of course, was the biggest one, and I just think it is so lovely. All right, well, here's a look at the front door. Now, this one, of course, we bought it secondhand, so it's, not in perfect condition. This railing is a little damaged on our set, but overall it's in pretty good shape and pretty complete as a building. It has one little lantern on the side there, a big beautiful red door that you could say is handicap accessible. It's so big you could fit a wheelchair through there. And I love the color red with the yellow. It's missing one lantern, and pretty much all the accessories that you see placed here do not come with it, except when we purchased it, this little cute milk crate came along with it, which I thought was so nice. And it was part of the original set, along with this old-fashioned thingamajig, which I had no idea what it was until I looked it up. And it's for like wiping your feet off. So I guess in the olden days, people had really good manners, and they would wipe off their shoes before coming into a house. And on each of the windows, there is a beautiful flower box. Just like with the Cloverleaf Manor, which happens to be right next door, and you can see the difference between the two. The more modern flower box is solid plastic, just one piece, and then this late 80s, early 90s flower box, it's almost like the Lego flowers, like each little flower piece pops off. And it's got a little stem to put them on. And then the flower box actually has a little piece of paper or a sticker in there that they go into. And they clip on very securely. Unlike with the Cloverleaf Manor, they stick on securely, but if you move it, they're very likely to come off. Whereas these are pretty firmly in place. And the windows open. All of the windows open. It's got windows along the front and no windows along the side. You can see there are, on each story, there are 2 windows and a set of doors. And what's interesting about this building is that it is completely detachable. So each floor can be taken off, and if you wanted to rearrange, these 2 floors, which they're exactly the same except there is a door on the side of one, which I'll show you in a minute. You could theoretically move them around. And the roof piece comes off, and then this piece is just loosely set on there. So I'll show you that a little closer here in a sec. This porch comes off and attaches into little slots on the side, and the same slots exist on this floor. You see that? And they go right, it goes right in there. And same with this one. There are 2 slots here and on the other side, and then this rests securely underneath. So though it's completely detachable, once you have it in place, it's pretty well in place. And the other thing I love about this building is this conservatory slash sunroom slash side room on the side of the building. And it has this really pretty hanging plant which sticks into a little slot on the side of the building there. And the flower, the hanging pot, is all plastic. It doesn't have any string like with the flower pots we see. There's another hanging plant which does. And you can see on this one the paper has kind of curled up. And it's got the same flower. And it just rests right on here. And we're so lucky that each and every flower, I mean every single one, was included in these flower boxes. Not one was missing. All right, and then above the conservatory, it has this really awesome deck with a cloth canopy with a little lace trim, which is just an amazing shape for how old it is. The previous owner just took really good care of this building. So I'll just give you a look around the front and then we'll go to the back. And then at the tippy top, there is a little clothes rack that goes right into these little pegs. And of course I added these pieces when we got this. All it came with the clothes rack. And these little, the chimney piece with the little antenna, but it did not come with these hanger and whatnot that we added. And I'll show you from behind in a minute, but there is a fold-out staircase. How cool is that? Now this home, like all the older buildings, some of them did have staircases, but this one did not have a staircase. It doesn't have any staircases or ladders connecting the floors, but it has a ladder from the 4th floor into the roof. So I thought that was interesting. It would be really cool if they would come out with some staircases that would fit with like some of these older homes like the Cloverleaf Manor and these urban life buildings. It would just be nice to have. All right, and here's a look at the side. It is just pretty much empty. All right, and let's go around to the back. We'll take a closer look. Here's the side. You can see the door into the house. You can see the conservatory. It's hard to get a good look from here, but I'll show you from behind that it's open on 2 sides. And it goes into the house. All right, I'll be right back. Okay, now I am squeezed in a little space here by the wall, so it's going to be nearly impossible to get this whole thing in the view, but I will do my best. I'll just move the table back a little bit. Okay, there we go. All right, so there it is from behind. I will try to pan out here in a little bit so you can get the whole thing in the view. or I can show you in the mirror. So here is the first floor. And it looks like Chocolate Rabbit, or she's Hopscotch here in the US actually. I think I'm more familiar with the Sylvanian names. Looks like she's cooking something up here, and Baby is being really well behaved. So yeah, I mean, the interior is pretty simple. I mean, it's detailed, it's high quality and durable, just like modern day Sylvanian, but it is simple. And the floors are made of like chipboard or paperboard, so they're not plastic. But the sides are plastic, and like I said, it is completely removable. So each floor can be detached. And I think this needs some fancier furniture, like I said. And I know we have, you know, different furniture I can use. So I will. But I just haven't done it yet. And I use this conservatory kind of as a dining room. Because the first floor is pretty small. You can't really have a living, kitchen, and dining down there, so this extension is really nice. And up here, I kind of divided it into a bedroom and a living room. But you can see the frame is basically the same. In fact, I think it is the same, with the exception of the side, which is open. Whereas here it is enclosed with a door out to the terrace. But otherwise the frame is pretty much the same. And here they have the double French doors instead of the single red door. And it's a good size. I mean, compared to the sets, you know, they come out with now, the rooms are so tiny. You can barely fit, you know, a bed and a dresser in there. You could fit a lot in here. And it looks like we caught a little hopscotch bunny in her nightgown. I just love that little nightgown. And here's the third floor, exactly the same as the second, but with no door on the side. Pretty large. I mean, you can see, you know, everyone's pretty familiar with these sets here. They're pretty new. So you can see just how roomy it is. And here's a look at the terrace. Those chairs are from the seaside dining, or the seaside restaurant, and so is the table. And then here is the fourth floor. So you can see how it just lifts right off. It's not attached in any way. And same with these. I mean, they rest snugly, but they're not like clipped on or anything. And the railings do not detach. It's all one piece, and it's all connected to that floor. So you basically put the red roof on, and then if you want, you can put the attic piece on, or you can leave the red roof as an open terrace, as it has the railing. That would be really pretty. And up here, I kind of put some bathroom and laundry room stuff. Like I said, we can do better. But I love that fold-out ladder. How fun. And I haven't gotten good at folding it in yet. I'm sure there's a trick to it. There we go. Is that how you do it? Oh, okay, yeah. So you lift it, and it looks like it... No. Well, no, it just came off. So I'll leave that alone for now. But when I think the ladder goes on top when you close it. Yeah, when I first saw it, it was closed with the ladder secured really well. So that probably goes on top. Then you can see the roof with the chimney, which is removable, and the clothesline, which you can also take off. So if you took off the chimney and the clothesline, you'd have a good, you know, amount of room here to put a table, little table. I'll try to give you some scale up here. Yeah, so there's a figure. So she's got a little room to roam. All right. I'm going to try my best to pan this out for you. I have to move some furniture out of the way. All right. Kind of gives you a almost full view. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed taking a look at this super vintage, awesome deluxe mansion from the Urban Life series. I urge you to go to a site called sylvaniancollector.net, and you can look at some of the really cool older vintage sets if Sylvanian Families is something that interests you. I think you'll enjoy clicking around there. All right, well, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.